Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, freaks and geeks, trolls and derps alike, welcome all. I am Mullet Mike with the Paddle Gaming Network, bringing you creepy gaming. For just a little over a year now, we were graced with a strange game that mysteriously popped up unannounced on the PlayStation Store. One day it just showed up. And then much later, just as mysteriously as it appeared, the same game was taken down. This strange title was simply known as PT. The game put players in a house full of nightmares, including but not limited to a home left in shambles complete with eerie sound design, countless cockroaches, the ghostly apparition of a woman, a brown paper bag with some sort of talking human organ, and yes, you heard that correctly, and a malformed fetus in the sink of the bathroom. Now, out of context, I'm sure it sounds strange, and it was, but very eerie and entertaining as well. Now, the game is no longer available for download on the PSN, but those fortunate enough to still have it installed on their PS4 can play it anytime. Luckily, I am one of those few. So today, we will be talking about the backstory behind PT and the upcoming spiritual successor, Allison Road. When PT first appeared, players didn't know what to expect. Your character is stuck in this hellish house with no means of escape. Players must decipher various puzzles to solve the mysteries of what we assume is our character's dark past. If you were lucky enough to finish the cryptic final puzzle, then you were treated with the big reveal that this was part of the Silent Hill franchise and that PT actually stood for Playable Teaser. Not only that, but it appeared to be a sequel entitled Silent Hills, featuring Norman Reedus playing the main character, additional story elements from filmmaker Guillermo del Toro, and get this! The project was to be headed up by none other than Hideo Kojima. Everyone went crazy for the news, myself included. Here you have the unholy trinity of talent working on rebooting my favorite horror franchise. For once, I don't recall there to be any negative feedback on the internet regarding its announcement. And we all know how strange that is. I mean, sure, there probably was a gripe here or there, but for the most part, the internet actually banded together and said, hell yes, in harmony. So what happened? Why didn't this magnificently terrifying game ever come to be? Well, for those who don't really follow the video game industry, Metal Gear creator and lead developer Hideo Kojima and the company who holds the rights to Silent Hill, Konami, officially parted ways in early 2015. It was inevitable. A few months later, the Silent Hills project was canceled. It was announced PT would be removed from the PlayStation Store, and even Guillermo del Toro was recently quoted saying that he would never work on a video game again. So, not looking too good for the Silent Hill franchise. Fans of the series, like myself, were heartbroken. Personally speaking, I saw more potential and originality in PT than I have in any recent horror title, and that's including the Five Nights at Freddy's series. I was reminded of what psychological terror was all about. The atmosphere of PT, the first-person perspective, the original setting, plus the feeling of losing your mind, all added to the psychological thrill. Unfortunately, word went quiet. No more talk of PT or Silent Hill. That is, until a few indie developers had something to say about it. I recently began hearing rumblings about a new game being developed in the same vein of PT. The footage you're seeing right now is actually alpha gameplay of an upcoming indie game entitled Allison Road. Even though it's not being published by Konami or falling under the Silent Hill banner, Allison Road developers have been quoted as calling it the spiritual successor to PT, and you can tell by the looks of it. The near 14-minute prototype gameplay can be seen in its entirety on their YouTube channel. I'll be sure to link it down below. But for now, I'll just give my initial impressions. For starters, rather than just flat out ripping off PT, you can tell the developers were more or less inspired by the game, rather than just trying to capitalize on its failure. Allison Road looks to me more like it's paying homage to PT while being its own original story. During the prototype gameplay, you can see a number of changes. There is a totally new original setting and score. There are more interactable objects, and you also hear the inner monologue of your character, which to me always works well for storytelling purposes. The gameplay shows a lot of creepiness too, ranging from strange demonic voices to unexplained markings to bleeding walls, and even to a female apparition that the developers have since called Lily. Now isn't she a beauty? All I have to say about what I've seen so far is yes. Yes. Yes, more please. Thank you. Where do I get my money? Take my money. This game looks awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on it myself. Even though it doesn't carry the Silent Hill name, I've realized that it doesn't have to. It has the same spirit, and that is what is really important. And who knows, maybe this Allison Road will lead to its own franchise of scary sequels. Either way, I commend Chris Kessler and the team at Lilith Limited. These guys are fans just like the rest of us. And rather than dream and wonder of what possibly could have been with the now collapsed Silent Hills, they're filling the void, and we now at least will be able to play a spiritual successor and enjoy a whole new creepy gaming experience. The game is scheduled to be released sometime in 2016. Until then, the only game we'll be playing is the waiting game. I think that's going to do it for me today, folks. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I am Mullet Mike with the Gaming Network saying, stay creepy. Thanks for watching. Peace.